Oh, wow. Okay. December 22, 2019. 2019. Wow. And lo and behold, we have just had the best decade in human history. You didn't know it, so the spectator is here to tell you. Yeah, we've just had the best decade in human history. Seriously. Little of this made the news because good news is not news. It's no news. It's, yeah, best decade ever. One would think Trump wrote this, but it's a Matt Ridley. Ridley. Extreme poverty has fallen below 10% of the world's population for the first time. It was 60% when I was born. Global inequality has been plunging as Africa and Asia experience faster economic growth than Europe and North America. Child mortality has fallen to record low levels. Famine virtually went extinct. Malaria, polio, heart disease, all in decline. Isn't it a drag to know a little bit about what's going on? Because when you come across this kind of article and you read that first paragraph and you have to wonder, am I living on the same planet? Are there parallel universes? It blows your mind. Just blows your mind. Best decade in human history. And wow. Well, yeah, let's see. Let's just check it out. Now, here we go. Oh, wait. Matt, you said malaria is declining. Malaria on the rise again. And, well, just do a quick search. Malaria on the rise in more than 13 countries. Wow. Malaria on the rise. Malaria, World Health Organization, June 2019. CDC malaria rate. Oh, well, it's on the rise. In the United States, wow. Yeah. Rise in malaria cases. 2017. Okay, well, malaria on the rise, 1998. 2017, malaria back on the rise. Okay, well, sometimes, somebody can get one thing wrong, right? Rising inequality, a blight on our development hopes. Inequality is deepening instead of reducing. It's getting worse. Well, a whole lot of people go to the United Nations or the World Health Organization, those big global organizations to get their information. Now, we all know inequality is on the rise. So when you read this, you go, blah, what planet are you living on? You talking about here? Global inequality has been plunging. Okay. Well, not quite sure. How. Oh, wait. Here's a page of all these maps showing that global inequality is rising, increasing. Child mortality rate. UNICEF. United Nations. Increasing. It's increasing. Now, how do you define child mortality? There seems to be a lot of different definitions. Some, it's from birth, you die before your first year. Others, 5 years. But it's interesting when you see U.S. infant and maternal mortality rates shamefully and unnecessarily bad and getting worse. Wow. England, infant mortality, unprecedented rise. So, South Carolina increased significantly last year. So, they even went as far as to say that South Carolina, the 10th, it's among the 10 highest in the country. South Carolina comes in, number 1 or within like number 5, the lowest of states in our country. Education, health, child mortality, domestic violence, women killed by gun, a whole lot. Animal cruelty. And asset forfeiture. Yeah, cops stealing from the residents of South Carolina. Those are just a few I can think of. So here, in some rural South Carolina countries, infants are dying at rates similar to the developing world. Okay, what else did this guy say? Malaria, polio, heart disease, all in decline. All right. By the way, did I mention England? Yes, I did. Okay. So, let's see. Guardian, ads. World hunger on the rise. Famine. What do you say about famine? Let's see. Famine is virtually gone. Wow. That's bold. Yeah, hunger is on the rise. Polio on the rise again in the United States. Polio-like illness on the rise. Polio-like condition in kids. Mysterious polio-like paralyzing disease in the United States. But polio, that vaccine is, the polio vaccine is actually giving people polio. So it's on the rise, and we know it. We know it. And heart disease. I mean, really? Okay, heart disease on the rise. On the rise. Rising in the United States. What's wrong with us? What is it? What's wrong? I came across this title that is on Drudge. And I thought, I can make myself sick by continuing to read on. So I decided, I'll check out other sites. And then I came across this. Why everything is fucked. Yes. If you don't know Caitlin Johnstone, I don't agree with everything that she says, but I have to tell you, check her out. Very good articles. But when you come from this, the best decade in human history, seriously, it's been just great, but nobody wants to report the bad news, and then you come across this, why everything is fucked? Okay. Look. We are insane. Insane. Every generation just getting more and more insane. When you come across an article like this, you know something is deeply wrong with Matt and the society that he belongs to. Yes, we have to recognize our insanity. We have to admit it. And then we have to work to achieve some sanity. I want to read some of this article because, yeah, yeah. This is why we are living the nightmare that we are living. We all slid out of the womb, an itty-bitty helpless information sponge, into a world full of mentally ill giants who couldn't wait to fill our tiny skulls with all of their inner demons. And now everything, understandably, is fucked. That's basically our whole entire situation in a nutshell. You can add on as many extra details as you like: plutocracy, corruption, mass media, propaganda, billionaire, wine cave, fundraisers, whatever, but it's really simple. Ultimately, our plight is due to the fact that every single human showed up on this planet completely helpless and knowing nothing, forced to trust crazy giants to give them the grand introductory tour. Why were those giants crazy? Well, they got here the same way you did, small, slippery, and completely clueless, surrounded by enormous, gibbering lunatics who were all in a mad rush to teach them how to be insane. Those giants came into the world under the exact same circumstances as did the giants who came before them, and the giants who came before them, and so on. Yes, every generation just gets more and more insane because the individuals in the aggregate in each generation, most do nothing to try to achieve sanity. So they just keep passing on the insanity. And that insanity gets deeper and more mad. The most powerful early humans were the cleverest humans, the ones who understood how to use this new capacity for language and abstract thought to their own advantage. They realized that by simply saying something is true in a sufficiently confident way, they could persuade the less clever humans to treat it as true. Those clever humans use this newfound ability to place themselves in charge, and to bring about a whole lot of insane change. And to make a bunch of rules to be passed down from generation to generation, proclaiming that the less powerful humans must submit to the more powerful humans. Over the generations, these rules became more and more numerous and complex, weaving in moralism, codes of filial piety and insanity, power-serving religions, glorifying meekness, obedience, poverty. Yeah. These power-serving rule sets were picked up and used to justify highly traumatizing behavior in the service of the powerful, from wars to genocides to institutionalized torture and brutal executions of the disobedient, and just within domestic power structures, the institutionalized normalization of spousal rape and physical abuse in households all over the world. Yes, the normalization of dysfunction, violent or not. It's normal. So you never do anything about it. And you become a very well-adjusted to a deeply disturbed society. Eons long tidal wave of deep trauma and power-serving rule structures passed from generation to generation, picking up more and more demented flotsam and jetsam as it went along, to ultimately come crashing down upon your crowning head as you emerged from your mother's body. That is your legacy. That is everyone's legacy. countless generations of cumulative madness washed into the present moment on a current of eons of exploitation and senseless cruelty, stretching all the way back to the dawn of our species on this planet. This heritage of madness is funneled straight into our sponge-like brains from the moment we emerge from the womb and all the way through an extremely traumatic and confusing ordeal known as childhood. After which we are handed the keys to the world and told, you're an adult now, you're in charge. See if you can figure out how to run this place better than we did. What? We never stood a goddamn chance. None of us did. The deck was stacked against us long before we got here. Yeah. Which made the burden on each successive generation heavier and heavier and heavier, to the point where, what are you going to do? Okay, it's weighing on me that I actually read this full word. I apologize if that offended anybody. I did not mean to offend anybody. I didn't catch it in time. So I do apologize, because I know that it is an offensive word to a lot of people. Why does it seem like nothing changes no matter who wins the election? You know, that definition of insanity? You keep on keeping on, doing the same old, expecting different results. Everything just getting worse. Why do the wars keep expanding instead of ending? Why is the newsman always lying? Why are they locking up that white-haired fellow for publishing facts? Why? Well, he wasn't white-haired before, was he? He's white-haired now. I don't think he was white-haired. Who are we talking about? Julian Assange. Why are those nuclear superpowers hurtling closer toward direct confrontation? Why are the rainforests vanishing? Why are the whales dying? Why are the mass shootings increasing? Why is everyone so miserable? And you know what? If you did research, you could come up with an awful lot of articles that say, yay! Or not so yay. But rainforest, you can find information that they're not vanishing. The superpower nuclear confrontation, we all know that that's a game. The whales are dying. Mass shootings increasing. Yeah, we know everything is scripted. Well, that's because we did the work necessary to find out, what's going on here, okay? But you would think that the majority, no, you would think that all adults would do the work. And they don't. They don't. So we have something very, very wrong with the individuals. Then the individuals in the aggregate, well, they spread out insanity. And it has risen to the point where I think collapse is the only way out, actually. The only way out. Because, well, when you allow insanity to roll on, everything just gets worse. people become more insane. Look at we are in collapse. We're living kind of on the corpse of the United States. It's dead. It's dead. But they still keep putting on that show as if it's alive. Those actors and actresses in Washington, D.C. can't get through to people, but it's obvious. Oh, it's so obvious now. Something is so very, very wrong. But most just want to pretend, oh, it's fine. It's fine. Every adult on this planet started off tiny, helpless, impressionable, but they were surrounded by gargantuan madmen and mad women, and it made it almost impossible to be sane. Yeah. Your parents weren't sane. Your grandparents weren't sane. Passing on all of the familial insanity, never working it out, never resolving anything, just passing it along, passing it along, passing it along. Well, insanity just grows. Dysfunction just grows. It is still possible to find one's way into a relationship with reality that is guided by truth and untainted by madness, but you've got to start way, 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 way back at the beginning and deeply re-examine even your most fundamental assumptions about what's true and real. Yeah, you got to look at yourself. You got to reevaluate those beliefs. Do you even know where you got them from? Are they yours? Or were they just driven into that sponge-like brain that you had as a child by the giant mad men and mad women around you? It turns out that while the mad giants gave us information that was very useful for interacting with other mad giants, it was almost entirely useless for learning how to navigate through life in a wise and truthful way. It's important to get clear on just how far back the crazy goes and how fundamentally interwoven it is with the situation in which we now find ourselves. If you begin with the assumption that our problem is simply due to humans not voting and mobilizing correctly in alignment with the correct ideology, you'll miss the real obstacle entirely. You've got to zoom the camera out much, much further to see the full picture. You got to step out of that matrix and look at the big picture. The red-blue divide, black-white, Jew, Christian. Can you become a deeply sane individual, untainted by your ancient heritage of madness? With a lot of work and uncompromising self-honesty, you can. Can all humans become deeply sane? It would take a miracle. A whole lot of miracles, billions to be precise, because it starts with the individual. You. And in this quote-unquote truth community, I find a lot of people who carve out what truth they want to look at. Their own truth, not so much. Not going to go there. Are you one of them? Can you be honest about who you are, how you live? You think you're sane? What makes you think you're sane? When there are almost no sane people around anymore. Yes, the most important truth is your truth. Your truth. The most important thing that you can do in life, find out who you are, which means you have to do that hard work of self-reflection. Look at yourself in the mirror. How are you living your life? Are you a hypocrite? Do you lie? Do you lie to yourself? Are you living a pretense? You can't get to sane if you don't go through that process of self-reflection, observing, critically analyzing, examining. First the examine comes, then the analyzing. Increasing your awareness, raising your consciousness, questioning your own self, your own beliefs. Not just once, periodically throughout life. Most don't go there. That's why madness is definitely on the rise, like child mortality, malaria, polio, famine, heart disease, inequality. On that note, have a good night.